today. Look at the parameters set for us. This also has preset protocols, so we can kind of protect ourselves because it has parameters set for it. We can certainly change them. So for the ultrasound, remember who you would use it with, who you wouldn't use it with? Remember? So remember, we wouldn't use it if a person has cognitive impairments or if they have some sensory issues or impaired circulation, cancer, infection, certainly a pacemaker or a fixator. So this person had like a fixator here, we wouldn't use the thermal part of it, right? So we could use non-thermal but not thermal.
Probably hardware in the body.
Right, they have like any kind of hardware. So we would tell the person that they may feel a little bit of warmth or they may not, and we would let them know why we're using it. So let's say that James has a lot of pain. So let's say he's been like doing a repetitive activity where he's been squeezing a lot and he doesn't have like epicondylitis, we could use it for that. Let's say he's been doing a lot of hammering and lifting and he's like coming in and he's going, you know, man, I've got so much pain in my forearm, we could use it for pain reduction. So you need to know the things that you wouldn't use it for, you would use it for, and the contraindications, the precautions. Depending on the surface that we're covering, we would choose our heads. So you see the difference in the heads, and actually you even get a smaller head than this. So we would choose our head size because it's a smaller area, I'm going to use a smaller head. Don't drop them, you can break the crystals. And we will let James know that he may or may not feel some warmth, and we're going to do it for about 10 minutes. If we do any interventions less than 8 minutes, we can't bill for it. Did you know that?
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of therapists will make sure they do at least 8 minutes because they can't, but it should be based on the need, how long you think you need to use it. So for James, we're going to do about 10 minutes. We could do longer, but about the average, we could do 10. There are different settings, so we're looking at how deep we want it to go. So remember we said three is more superficial and 1 is deeper. So he doesn't have a whole lot of fat and a whole lot of muscle here. I mean, he's got a decent muscle, but it's not like it's a glute or something like that where you've got a lot of muscle. And then the dosage, we're going to do 0.5 to 1.5 is the norm. We're going to do about 1.0, and you can see there's a little, on this unit it says watts per centimeter squared right here, and this is the thing that we can change, and we can still follow a protocol that's recommended, like this protocol popped up, but I can certainly change the dosage here. It allows me to change that and still have other parts of the parameter. So we're going to put on some gel. We're going to put on the ultrasound gel because the ultrasound head's going to, we're going to use the ultrasound head and by putting it into the gel. Some people will put pressure into it and others will glide on top. I tend to kind of be in between the middle. Afterwards, we're going to clean his skin and we'll clean the head of the unit too when we're done. So remember, it has a non-thermal benefit. If we can do 20, we can do 10, 20, or 50 on the duty cycle. It'll be non-thermal, so that won't be heating. So if we're concerned about heating tissue, we can go non-thermal. We can also do the duty cycle of 100%, and that'll give him more of a thermal effect. So we're going to take the ultrasound gel, and we're going to lay him. It's going to feel a little cold. So it's all in there. It's hurting, James?
Very bad.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
Oh, you were looking like you were in pain today. With a good amount of gel. Now, I'm going to look at my unit, make sure we're set. Now you can set the time for, you can actually change the time to how much time you want to spend. We're not only going to do it for a couple of minutes for sake of time. Now, what you're going to do before you turn the unit on, you're going to let the head make contact with the ultrasound gel. And I tend to spread it out where I want it to go a little bit. And then while it's moving, you turn the unit on. You do never, ever keep a head of an ultrasound unit still on the patient's skin. Remember how we said you can burn the bone and soft tissue? So you want to keep it moving. course, I'm gonna target the areas that James reports as most painful. And when you're ready, if you need at any time to lift the head off of his skin, you want to pause the unit. And if I pause it, then I can lift it off. If I lift it off when the unit's still on, the crystals can actually break in the head, and then it wouldn't be safe to use. If I stop to go, hey, Susie, how was dinner last night? I can burn him. Okay, you don't see or smell, and he may not even feel the burn, but you can burn. So I'm gonna keep moving. So James, where else has it been bothering you, buddy? All in there? Oh my goodness. We need to bring some gel with us. And you know, you can actually kind of get dried out with the gel. Or we're kind of gliding. You'll see some therapists doing this, pushing in. That's not really how it's recommended. Or you'll see some just really barely gliding. I tend to be in the middle.
Feels good.
Yeah, you feel any warmth, James?
I
A little
do.
bit? Some people report a little bit of warmth and some people won't. Stop it. Research is, what's the word I'm looking for? Research for the use of ultrasound. Some research says yes, ultrasound works, and other research says, it's not so great. I have used it on myself and had really good results. You're a good sport. We'll hold that, and I'll pull it off and I'll hold it.
Sure.
So you have to try it and see what you think. Remember, it's to the evidence-based practice that we're engaging in. Is your arm pregnant?
Yes.
Have you seen anything in there?
Sure.
As a little baby?
The
Did it have
twins.
to have some teeth? That's little tooth. Like my family wedding, she had a tumor. She had a tooth. It was her sister.
A spinal column.
A spinal column. Butt.
Yeah.
Remember the butt cake?
Yes.
What kind of cake is it? Oh. So, now we're gonna clean the head.
Windex.
A little humor here and there is good.
Sitting there with the Windex.
And we're gonna clean the head for the next person. Okay. And then we're gonna turn our unit off. So the other thing you guys have to set on this is your watts when you come in to do it. Thank you, James. Are you much better?
It feels amazing.
Oh,
And he has twins. Congratulations.
Thank you.
yes, ma'am.
Can you repeat about the duty cycle? It was 10, 20, and
Yeah.
30, but what are we
100.
on?
100.
We're on 100
We're on
right now?
100.
Okay, and that's non-thermal?
That is thermal.
It is thermal. Got it.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's gonna give you the most heat.
Got it.
The dosage is
And so we have, on here, we have, let's see, duty cycle is 100, the frequency is 1 megahertz. We have 1 or 3, remember we're going a little more superficial with this one. And these parameters can change. You can change them based on what you think they need. Watts per centimeter squared, we were doing 1.0 is how we were delivering it. And you can change the setting for time. You can do 10 minutes if you want to. So the ranges are, with the dosage, 0.5 to 1.5, and I had it at 1.0. So it can vary. And I think you have this in your handout too. if not, you can
I
remember.
think that's in there. I've seen it.
And it's going to be, based on what you think your client needs, and you can follow some of the recommended protocols. And so this has protocols in it, or you could actually look up protocols, see what you think would be better. So this is pretty typical, pretty standard. Okay, so. Turn this off, feels a little bit warm. I'll turn it back on when you guys get over here. Let's go to do paraffin and holy moly, what type of tea that happened.
I think I stopped. Nope, I didn't. I was gonna stop.